What's going on, everybody? This is Chaz with Homegrown How To. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time, thanks for stopping by. In today's video, we're going to be replacing this traditional ugly hose spigot. We're going to remove that, add the new one, and overall make the appearance of that area look a lot better. I will be replacing this spigot with an Aquor Spigot Hydrant. This is a more modern looking hydrant and is also freeze proof. Alright, this is everything included in the Aquor box. You've got the hydrant itself. You've got a hose attachment. This is also what activates the water. So basically, this sits flush against the wall. You take this and you give it a quarter turn inside of that hydrant, and that releases the pressure valve in there, and the water will come out of there. Hose attaches onto here, and that's what filters the hose. To turn that off, you just give it a quarter turn out. That pressure system inside deactivates. This will be at about a 5-degree angle, so the water in there will trickle out, and that is kind of the antifreeze process of this. Also comes with some mounting hardware, as well as your mounting bracket, which also has a gasket on there, so you don't have to worry about doing any sort of silicone or caulking or anything like that. Now you can upgrade and get different colors of face plates. They have like a matte black, a bronze, and a white, and I believe a silver. I'm just going to be using what came stock with it. And then you can also upgrade to a ball valve here, and this basically works the same. You insert that, give it a quarter turn, and then you can turn the water off or turn it on to activate the water. The very first thing I've got to do is I've got to go turn off the water inside of the house, let the water run out of that spigot, and then we'll be good to go. Alright, so I'm down in my unfinished basement here, and which being unfinished basement is going to make this process way easier. I have already gone ahead and turned off my water. I've already gone back outside and turned on the water faucet so that any of the water within that spigot can drain out. We are ready to get started here. And I also do just want to kind of give a quick demo on this process here and also kind of test it out for myself. So what it'll do is you want to crimp these about 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch away from the fitting, and to get this from sliding around, I'm just going to kind of pinch that down just a tad. Then I'm going to open up this crimping tool, and you want that to be right in the center of the tool, and you're just going to crimp it down until that locks all the way, and that is on there pretty dang tight. It ain't going anywhere. So then after you've got your piece crimped on there, there's a go and no-go gauge that is included with the kit, and this is the 1/2 inch hole here. So you're going to stick that in just like that, and as long as, I don't know if you can see or not, but there's 2 little lines halfway that are considered the halfway point on the go no-go gauge. As long as those lines sit halfway between the crimp, you are good to go. If the crimp bottoms out completely, say if this was a 3/4 inch and I was able to touch that all the way to the bottom, then that means that is not a good crimp and the tool needs to be recalibrated. So this sits perfectly. You can see it's not bottomed out. It's sitting right in between the middle of those lines there. We are all set. So in this video, I'm showing you how to replace the spigot. I'm also going to be doing another video on how to install a spigot from scratch. So check that video out. I'll link that up in the description as soon as that one is finished. This is the 1/2 inch PEX pipe that is currently going out to the spigot that's already out there. And so to give myself a little room, I'm going to remove this insulation. Dusty. So you can see there is the water spigot line coming out there. First, I'm going to pull off some of these pipe clamps that hold those into the wood there. Next, I'm going to go ahead and cut the pipe. I do recommend having a 5-gallon bucket and maybe a towel to catch any of the water and clean up any of the water that may spill out of the pipe that was left over. And we got spillage. There's a little bit of water in there.
There's no way that's going to fit through there, so I'm going to have to drill that out a little bit, unfortunately.
The installation instructions do call for an 1.5 inch hole to insert the spigot. So here's a little quick tip. Take a piece of scrap wood, kind of line that up with the existing hole, mark a dot, take your hole saw, stick that right on your mark, and drill out the hole. Now you can set that up against the hole, use this piece of wood as a guide, and should be good to go. I'm using some Teflon tape to make sure I have a watertight seal. Then I'm going to go ahead and use a couple of pipe wrenches or channel locks and tighten that on.
Alright, so I've got that hole drilled out a little bit wider. Now we got to walk back outside and get her installed. Don't forget the tools. I've got that about 1/8 of an inch off of the thing there. And I'm going to take my pliers and just tighten that down a little bit so that it doesn't move on me. Crimp that down all the way. Open it up. I've got my go, no-go tool here. And that is a good crimp. Alright, it does come with a little sticker. I probably should have drilled these out before I hung that, but I'm just going to rip. Just like this.
I am using a 1/4 inch bit. This is for the masonry anchors. I don't know if it's really necessary to use the masonry anchors on the sheetrock, but I figured why not? It's not going to hurt anything.
And then you're going to take your plate cover, open that up all the way. Alright, and that is it for the install on that hydrant itself. So now we'll take that inside and finish running the packs. Next I'll be cutting the pipe. I'll be measuring it to the pipe that's laying up here. Then I will be taking one of these couplings here. And these couplings, you can see on the sides they've got some stoppers here. So you just push the pipe all the way to the stoppers, and then we will go ahead and perform our crimp again on each side, and then we will be all set to turn the water on and test that out.
And what I'm doing here is just installing the pipe clamps. You just nail these into the wood and it holds those in place. Here I'm just filling the gap with some insulation foam. This is great stuff. Basically just spray this in here that expands and makes an airtight seal, as well as prevents any pests from getting in.
So now I'll give a little bit of time for that spray foam to cure and dry, and I'll throw the insulation back up into that ceiling there, and we will be done with the installation process on this. I've already gone ahead and turned the water back on, so now we'll go outside and test this out. So clearly we've got it installed here. Water's on. Let's go ahead and plug this in, see what that looks like. Give it a quarter turn. Oh! We got a squirter. I've got my ball valve attachment here. So that just kind of acts as a normal spigot, as you can tell. The thing's only $20 extra. I highly recommend getting some of these unless you only plan using your hose. Again, I'm gonna give this a quarter turn, take it out. You can see this release the water. See that water come out. Just ensures there's no water left in the pipe, and we are good to go. No freezing. As you can see, we've got a little bit of snow here. We are getting freezing temps at night and during most of the days now, so we are in the midst of winter. So I'm glad to have these. I'm not worried at all about these things freezing and bursting in my house. You see that just goes right onto the hose there. Store your hose, just leave it attached to the hose, plug it in, take it off, just leave it there, just leave it attached. And then when I'm done, quarter turn to the left, water trickles out, worry-free. Worry-free, baby. So yeah, I'll just leave that attached to my hose. Super convenient. So please, if you found this video helpful, please hit that like and subscribe button. If you have any questions about this Aquor hydrant, please drop them in the comment section below. I'll leave a link down to their website down below. I'll also leave an Amazon link so you can check this out and purchase one yourself. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a good day.